Dear Daily Doozy, there have been many questions about my father, God rest his soul, since my latest letter. Do you expect us to believe this drivel about your father, you narcissistic, ignorant baboon? One inquisitive youngster, Gerald Ulysses Frederickson, asked me, so I figured I'd fill in some of the blanks. It is indeed true that my father was a lawyer and a judge, and the head of the multinational Souna conglomerate, a massive corporation of which I am now the head. Running a big corporation is not easy, Gerald. A lot of people are out for your blood. My father knew that firsthand, since me and my brother Sid were always out for his blood. We tried all the usual methods to dispose of him. Cut his breaklines, poisoned his oatmeal. Nothing seemed to work. He was always one step ahead of us. For one thing, my father never actually ate oatmeal. Nor did he ever use his brakes. He would run stop signs, red lights, blast past ambulances, and when it finally came time to stop his car, as he had reached his destination, he would simply release the sail that he kept atop it to catch the wind. He was a very ingenious man. Quite the poisonous wolf, you might even say. And then it hit me. The only way to kill a poisonous wolf was to attack him with a pack of poisonous wolves. My father had of course used poisonous wolves to deal with his many enemies over the years. It would only be fitting that he were disposed of in kind. I'm sure there are many soft-minded individuals out there who think that my behavior may be immoral, or wrong, or even illegal. But it wasn't! You may think from all the stories about him that my father was some sort of sentimental, compassionate fellow, that he deserved to be forlorn and remembered in the fondest possible terms, that God should rest his soul or something. I'm afraid you've been duped by the lyrical, nostalgic whimsy of a mourning child. My father was not the big-hearted dope that you may have believed him to be, with the childlike way he murdered his enemies and lied about it, or the patriarchal fashion in which he'd strap me and Sid to torture devices in order to teach us the important lessons of life. But in truth, he was actually a very vicious man, and he deserved to die, which makes it legal. So I went to the zoo to find their deadliest pack of poisonous wolves, but alas, they were all out. So I was forced to turn to the black market to achieve the poisonous pack of wolves that I so desired. They were a vicious band, and all too willing to take my payment. But alas, it seems poisonous wolves are not the vicious killers that you may think them to be. They failed. My father was simply rendered insane by the pervasive poison of the wolf, leading him to believe that he is actually a world-famous treasure hunter and explorer. Some of the stuff he comes up with, it just sounds insane, like complete nonsense. And he will just ramble on for minutes at a time, endlessly describing situations which make no logistical sense. Can you imagine? He lives now in a small retirement community on the bad side of town, having the most glorious adventures in his mind. What a loon! Seth.